Hey, I'm Kenny B, and welcome to Anvil of War's first army focus video on my first army, the Ultramarines.
Anvil of War! Army focus! Ultramarines!
My introduction to Warhammer was in August of 2017 with the release of 8th edition, the Dark Imperium box, which came with a bunch of Primaris Marines and the Nurgle Death Guard. I really didn't like the idea of playing Chaos. They don't really appeal to me, and I kind of like the look of the Ultramarines that were on the box, so that's pretty much the army I decided to go with. And I've been kind of developing my painting skills as I've been going on. I'm not going to get into the specific tactics that I use with my Ultramarines because I'm still fairly limited on the units that I have, and I'm pretty much learning the game at this point. I really love what the Ultramarines have to offer. I think they are diverse. Sometimes they have a high cost for their units, but there's usually a good reason for it. The first guys that I did were the Primaris Marines, and these guys I pretty much all painted at once. I went to the store and got whatever colors I thought that they would go well with and just pretty much painted them up how I saw fit. And I got into the Intercessors and the Hellblasters, and I did them up the same way. And I used a lot of techniques that I was taught as a kid with shading and dry brushing and stuff like that with models that I used to build when I was a child. I still am in the habit of actually painting my models in the sprue, then removing them from the sprue, and then touching up the areas that the sprue was in. I don't know if I'll ever get out of that habit, but I really like being able to get in there and get all that detail in it, which is pretty much why I still paint things in the sprue. So when I walk into Games Workshop to pick up the paints, I just kind of went in with the idea of I'm just going to pick whatever works and go with it. And actually the staff at Games Workshop were really helpful, and they pointed out what colors I should use. And actually there was a gentleman there who gave me some really good tips on using colors to prime and skipping the entire step of priming and basing, and actually just priming and basing in the same step, which is pretty much where I started for most of my guys. When I got to the captain on the box set, he's actually the last guy that I painted in the box set. I took my time with this one. I really love the job I did on the captain. I love how the nice highlights come out on the Gravis armor that I did. And that's when I picked up a buddy of mine's copy of the Battle of Biackreach. And so I painted up the TAC Marines from Biackreach and the captain and the Dreadnought. I watched a few videos by this point, and I was given the information, and I really like this information about like if you have any flat spots, to keep them entertaining and nice and good looking, to do a bit of a gradient on them at all times, just to kind of make it look nice and break up that flat surface. So I followed that to a T with this Dreadnought, and I think he turned out pretty good, considering he was my first Dreadnought and attempted a vehicle at the same time. I took my time with the captain on this one. He turned out okay, but I mean, really, he was just, I was just having fun at this point. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit more of an army on the table so I could compete with my buddies. That's when I got my first Land Raider. This Land Raider is actually one of the best pieces I've done so far. I took my time with him. I've got the Forge World doors on the front and the sides. I've got him fully maxed out, and I mean, I've even gone to the detail of putting the target reticle on the inside of this guy's multi-melta screen. I went into the detail of doing the little glints off of the glass here, and I mean, that's me. I love detail. So I'm really happy with the way this one turned out, and I hope the rest of my tanks turn out this way. Then I started learning about a little stratagem, which most of you guys already know about, called a kill shot. And I didn't have, at this point, have any tanks, so I picked up a few tanks from a buddy of mine, and I kind of outfitted one with 4 las cannons, and then I'm like, I've got access to all these third-party things, so I picked up a bunch of third-party stuff from Blood and Skulls on eBay, and actually I decided to make a World War II theme quad las cannon with a guy sitting on the top and holding two bolters like he's a psychopath, just going "Rah!" And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's actually one of my first kit bashes, and I'm kind of proud of it. It's not quite done yet. I still have to do the hatches on it, which is why I shot at the angle I did, but I'm pretty sure you guys can get the idea that I took my time with this one, and I'm really starting to learn how to do my painting. The last guys I want to, the second last guys I want to talk about are my heavy Hellblasters. I've learned throughout the course of play that I really like Hellblasters, especially what they can do to a Terminator Squad. They're kind of fun. And I decided to outfit them with the heavy plasma incinerators. Again, I took my time with these ones, and I always try and learn something new with each model that I attempt. These guys, I really took my time to do the detail that I did on my Land Raider, and I think they turned out really, really well. I kind of stuck to the box art and kind of stuck with those colors and just kind of went with that. My pride and joy. Oh, and as well on these Hellblasters, it's actually really when I'm starting to kind of get into basing. If you can see on the bottom of these Hellblasters, I have kind of a desolate planet style feel with the helmet there and some chaos spikes sitting on the ground underneath them, as if they just kind of walked in on a battle and they're kind of coming in at the end of a battle and saving the day. And then we get to the latest edition of my Ultramarines army. It is just Attack Squad. It has taken me forever to do them, mainly because I've actually been really busy working on Anvil of War. Quite happily, by the way. So these guys I took my time with. I went to Games Workshop. I got the proper paints. I made sure that I based them with McCrag Blue. Made sure that I highlighted them with a little bit lighter color, and then did my gradients. I got all the bolts. I hit the brush against every single bolt on the backpack. I shaded them the best that I could, and I even tried to attempt the power sword, the energetic effect on the power sword, as well as the little bit of a blue glow. Kind of went with a bit of a plasma theme on this one, except for the captain. I just wanted to see what a combi melta could do to the enemy, so it was more of a for and giggles kind of thing. So that being said, my introduction to the Ultramarines and Warhammer 40k has been an awesome one. I have not stopped buying models. I have a bunch of models to show you. I've got a knight. I've started picking up Necrons, so the studio will have a Necrons army soon. And I'm also working on finalizing my kill shot of Predators. So I've got the quad las cannon Predator and the 2 normal Predators with Predator auto cannons that are going to be sitting alongside them every time that I decide to have a happy little fun kill time. From Anvil of War Gaming, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And for more of our awesome videos, there's some more links on the screen and down below.